Welcome to Charles Travels, the podcast where we explore the most fascinating stories and experiences from around the world. I'm your host, Charles, and I'm delighted to have you join me on this journey today. As we begin our travels, I want to take you to a place that's close to home for many of us, but often overlooked in our preparations for the unexpected. I'm talking about the importance of emergency planning for older adults, particularly during hurricane season. As we approach the start of the Atlantic hurricane season on June 1st, it's crucial that we think about how we can support our loved ones who may be vulnerable to these natural disasters. I recently came across a story that highlights the challenges faced by older adults during hurricanes and other emergencies. The story of Hurricanes Helene and Milton, which hit last year, is a stark reminder of the risks that older adults face when they're forced to evacuate or shelter in place. From flooded homes to overwhelmed emergency systems, the consequences can be devastating. But there's hope, and there are steps we can take to prepare our loved ones for these situations. According to Leanne Rollins-Williams, a clinical assistant professor at the University of North Dakota, helping older adults prepare for emergencies should involve the entire family. It's essential to create a personal, practical, and proactive plan that takes into account their unique needs and preferences. So, what can we do to help our loved ones prepare? First, we need to prepare an emergency folder with important documents, such as prescription lists, financial records, and contact information. We should also assemble a disaster supply kit with essentials like bottled water, non-perishable food, and backup medications. It's crucial to identify nearby shelters that can support older adults' mobility and cognitive challenges and make a plan for their pets. But perhaps most importantly, we need to involve our loved ones in the planning process, listening to their needs and honoring their independence. By doing so, we can ensure that they're not only safe but also empowered to take care of themselves during an emergency. As we continue on this journey, I want to encourage you to think about your own loved ones who may be vulnerable to emergencies. Take the time to talk to them, to listen to their needs, and to create a plan that will keep them safe. We'll be right back with more fascinating travel adventures on Charles Travels. Welcome back to Charles Travels. I'm your host, Charles Lee. We've been taking you on a journey across the globe, sharing stories that capture the essence of human experience. And now we find ourselves in the charming town of Ševenica, Slovenia. This picturesque municipality, nestled along the Sava River, has a claim to fame that's quite unique. It's the hometown of Melania Trump, the former First Lady of the United States. As we delve into the heart of Ševenica, you might expect a grand monument or a bustling square dedicated to its most famous resident. Instead, what you'll find is a sense of understated pride and a dash of controversy surrounding a statue that was once erected in her honor. The story of this statue is a fascinating one, filled with elements of art, politics, and the complexities of small-town life. The statue, originally made of wood and later replaced with a bronze version, was the brainchild of American artist Brad Downey, who sought to create a piece that would spark conversation about immigration policies under the Trump administration. However, the sculpture's reception was far from what one might have anticipated. Locals described it as resembling a scarecrow or a smurf, and it became more of a point of ridicule than pride. I spoke with some of the residents of Ševenica, who shared their thoughts on the statue and its significance to the town. It was very unaesthetic, said Nena Bedik, an art teacher who attended school with Melania Trump. I had the feeling someone was making fun. Bruno Vidmar, a local hotelier, echoed these sentiments, stating, "We were all ashamed of the statue when it was first unveiled, especially Melania and the Navs family." Despite the mixed feelings about the statue, Ševenica has found ways to capitalize on its connection to the Trump family. From Melania-themed coffee and chocolate to a slice of cake named in her honor, a delicious blend of white chocolate, cream, mascarpone, walnuts, pistachios, and sesame seeds. The town has embraced its claim to fame with a touch of humor and entrepreneurial spirit. As we explore this story further, it becomes clear that the essence of Srebrenica lies not in grand monuments or controversial statues, but in the warmth of its people and the beauty of its landscapes. The Sava River, which gently flows through the valley, and the 12th century castle that stands as a testament to the town's rich history, are just a few of the gems that make Srebrenica a place worth visiting. And so, as we leave Srebrenica behind and continue our journey on Charles Travels, we're reminded that sometimes it's the smallest, most unexpected stories that offer us the greatest insights into the human experience. The tale of Melania Trump's statue in Srebrenica. Slovenia is a poignant reminder of how art, politics, and community intersect in the most intriguing ways. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Charles Travels. Welcome back to Charles Travels. As we conclude our journey today, I want to take you to a part of the world that is often plagued by conflict and instability, yet remains full of resilient people and stories that need to be told. Nigeria, in West Africa, has been grappling with a long-running insurgency, primarily driven by Islamist militant groups like Boko Haram and its offshoot, Islamic State, West Africa Province. In recent days, the news from Nigeria has been heartbreaking. At least 23 farmers and fishermen were killed, and others abducted, in an attack by suspected militants in northeastern Nigeria's Borno state. The attack happened in the village of Malam Karanti, where militants gathered local people near the village and carried out the brutal killings. Many of those who lost their lives were bean farmers, individuals whose daily struggles and contributions to their community often go unrecognized. As I reflect on this story, I am reminded of the dignity of ordinary work and the beauty of everyday life, even in the face of such violence and fear. The people of Borno State, like many others in conflict zones around the world, wake up each day not knowing what dangers lie ahead, yet they persevere. They tend to their farms, fish in the rivers, and strive to live with dignity amidst the chaos. The resilience of these communities is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure and hope for better days. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there are stories of courage, love, and determination that deserve our attention and respect. As we hear about such tragedies, it's natural to feel overwhelmed and wonder how we can make a difference from afar. But I believe that by sharing these stories, by bearing witness to the lives and struggles of others, we can foster empathy and understanding. We can recognize the universal human desires for peace, security, and the ability to live without fear. In closing, let's hold in our thoughts the people of Nigeria, particularly those affected by this recent attack. Let's appreciate the resilience of communities worldwide that face similar challenges, and remember the importance of compassion and solidarity in the face of adversity. That's all for today's Charles Travels. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep on traveling.